So it works through a process of sympathetic resonance. And that's actually quite easy to explain, because if you take a guitar and you hit one of the strings, that's resonating. You bring that to another guitar, the string which is closest to that frequency will start to resonate along with it. So that's actually what's happening during an attunement. The Reiki attunement is quite a mysterious thing. So how does it work? Now, I don't want to be overly judgmental or critical, but I do have to say that there are some quite limited or sketchy explanations out there in the Reiki community. But after looking into this for almost 30 years now, let me give you my perspective. Now, there isn't just one thing happening during a Reiki attunement. Actually, a number of very interesting things come together to make it happen. So let me break it down for you. Imagine that the attunement is like tuning somebody in to a radio station. It's a frequency. So what a Reiki master is doing is actually bringing somebody to the frequency of Reiki. Their system can actually recognize this frequency. It locks into it, and that energy is then directly available. So straight away after a Reiki attunement, a student can work with the energy. And as long as they stay practicing, that energy is always available and they're not going to lose it. Now, externally, what the Reiki master does is to work with breath, with their chi energy, and with the Reiki symbols. And they place those symbols with their breath, with the use of their chi energy, into the auric field of the practitioner to allow the attunement to occur. Now, the process of that I teach my students, and you can learn when you study with a Reiki master. So I'm not going to go into the specific details, but I would explain the phenomenon because it's quite interesting. So it works through a process of sympathetic resonance. And that's actually quite easy to explain, because if you take a guitar and you hit one of the strings, that's resonating. You bring that to another guitar, the string which is closest to that frequency will start to resonate along with it. So that's actually what's happening during an attunement. Now, we can accept these days that everything is frequency. When we zoom in the smallest possible level, we find that everything is frequency, everything is vibrating. The idea that the building blocks are actually matter, we know isn't true anymore. It's frequency. Everything is vibrating, everything is humming and singing. Even your DNA is vibrating. Scientists thought only until recently that that wasn't possible, that DNA was too small. But no, it actually has a resonant frequency. Now, coming back to the metaphor of tuning somebody into a radio station, you are an antenna. Very interesting to think about yourself like this. Your whole skeletal structure is a big receiving and sending antenna. So you're sending out frequency, you're sending out vibration all of the time. You're a huge toric field of energy. And I'm sure you know this at some level, that you know that when you send out good thoughts, good emotions, that they go out and they attract back similar things. So we work with this sympathetic resonance all of the time. So when a Reiki master comes along and with their intent brings the energy of Reiki to you, they use the symbols, yes. They use their breath, yes. They work with their chi, absolutely. But this principle of sympathetic resonance is what's allowing your system to tune into the essence of what Reiki is, so that energy becomes available. Now, I don't want to overload you or go into too much abstract detail, so I hope that this gives you a bit of a picture. I do go into much more detail in my courses, of course, so you're welcome to come and study with me. But what you might also want to know is, how does it feel? How is it to get this Reiki attunement? Well, that's different for every person. Some people find it just really nice and relaxing. Some people have a very profound, expansive experience. And that can be that they see colors, that they feel warmth, that they have a very expanded sense of self, and it's very, very blissful. This is different for every person. So I don't want to influence you and tell you what your attunement should be like. You're going to find out if you learn Reiki. But when you learn Reiki, you will get a Reiki attunement at each level. So for Reiki 1, you get an attunement. For Reiki 2, you'll receive an attunement. And for Reiki Master, you'll receive an attunement. 3 attunements in total. You only need the attunement once. The energy is activated, and then the Reiki is available to you. Now, this is such a fascinating subject. I mean, I've looked into this for years. I find it very, very interesting in so many ways. But I better stop here. If you'd like this video, if you like this series, please hit the thumbs up and make sure you subscribe. And of course, if you want to work with me, you'll find the link in the description below. The next video coming up is how to choose a Reiki teacher, how to find a master that is the best fit for you.